So this was you said the last and the first chapter of Dark Pictures Anthology?
This was the end of season 1.
Season 1. So season 2 is coming out. What do they need to do to fix this series?
So something I think that really works about Until Dawn and The Quarry is that the main characters are teenagers. So I think I am much more willing to forgive cringy dialogue because I can ratchet it up to being like, oh, it's intentionally cringy because it's teenagers, you know? Or also like, oh, it's intentionally cringy because it's part of this genre, right? This like slasher genre. Like these are cringy movies. Also, I'm willing to forgive like when characters are fucking stupid, like because they're kids, right? Like kids in a terrifying situation. Yeah, they're gonna be really dumb because they're kids. Whereas when I'm looking at like grown ass adults, be like, okay, we should not split up, but we are all gonna go to our individual hotel rooms to pack our bags to leave. Like fucking come on, like. You know what I mean? Like, what I'm trying to say is they need to figure out a way to make these bad situations happen without all of the characters convincing me that they are grade A dipshits. Like, because that's like, I just don't feel any connection to these people because it's like, oh, you guys are like not acting like human beings who are rational and like care about your lives and are worried about being murdered. So I just think having smarter writing would do that a lot better. And then also making the choices like the main part of the game. That's what these games hang their hats on, right? Like the choice making and stuff. I think I made like 4 or 5 deliberate choices in this last game. The rest of those choice moments are either just happen in dialogue. There was one whole choice thread, it's called a bearing, that just happens. Because I was just in the scenes and I learned information and it never came up again. It was just like this happened and then this happened and then this happened. And it's like, I know I was there. I was playing the game, but that's not a choice that the curator of the hotel told me this piece of information. It was like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, it wasn't a choice of something I learned or like I found an item that like, not like I found a battle axe or something like that to defend myself. It was like, oh, I found a recording of someone talking. And then that ultimately led to a choice. But me finding that wasn't a choice. It just like the actual choose your own adventure part of this was just so backlined that like I just didn't feel like I was personally invested in any of this. And it was just all things happening to the characters that I was controlling, which is fine. There are games like that. That's what fucking all third person adventure games are, right? But like the whole point of this series is like, you make the choices and see who lives and who dies. I had one person die, which was fine because they were my least favorite character, but like, whatever.
So are you excited for the next season to come out?
No. No, I think this might be it. I think unless I have to play more of these for work, I think I'm done.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to hear that. Because I always think like these story like based games are, in a sense, sometimes can be more interesting in theory than in practice. Because sometimes when you're just having a story kind of play out in front of you with little choices to it, if the dialogue is bad, if the action is bad, if the setting is bad, then you're just watching a bad movie. And I think that kind of loses the charm of a choose your own adventure bad movie.
Yes, 100%. Like I would recommend, like if you've not played any of these games but want to try Little Hope. I think that one's fine. But like none of the other ones I thought were like anything to even really talk about other than just this one being like just stupid, man. It doesn't even know like that. Like the thing is, I think there were parts of The Quarry that were stupid, but I always felt like there was this like understanding between me and whoever was writing the scenes of like we did this on purpose. Like this is supposed to be like that.
These are teenagers. Yeah.
But then it makes me think like was Until Dawn an accident? You know what I mean? Like do you ever like have an artist or a creator that you really like, one thing that they did and then they can never do it again, and it's like, oh, did that just accidentally happen? Do you stumble upon greatness, you know?
Oh, I would just challenge that because I think The Quarry was good too.
Agree. No, and I agree. And so I guess I wonder, like, are there different teams working on these? Like, what is happening here?
I think those games take a while. I mean, I was just looking up all the Dark Pictures anthologies were basically released one every year for the past
Once
4
a year.
years. Yeah. So
Yeah.
like with that, like how truly unique can you make these games when it takes a long time to develop this stuff, and when you're like just rushing them out there without really thinking about the story and the choices and all those unique branches.
Well, I guess that's the thing, right? Like, I don't even mind. Like, I know people don't like the gameplay of these, where you're just like walking around finding documents and then watching QuickTime event cutscenes and like making like choices. Like, I know some people don't like that. I personally do. So they already have the formula. It's already done. You just have to like fit it into the story that you want to tell. But it feels like they just have no ideas.
Yeah.
And hey, that's fun. Like, that's okay. Then just don't make them anymore. Like this was just I don't know, like make something else. Like,
Yeah.
Like there's just no ideas in this. It is like laughably bad. Yeah.
Well, dang.
Piece of trash.
I'm sorry. 3 out of 10. Not the fun video game in which you're playing a bad development studio. No. Actually, a game that is a 3 out of 10.
So I played I played it in 2 sessions, and after my first session, I was like, okay, I think I'm giving this a 5 out of 10. I was like, it's not great, but like whatever. And then I got to the end of it, and I was like, okay, no, this is a 4 out of 10. This, like, knowing what I know about the ending of this, like, and the payoffs and everything, like, fucking, like, don't play this, or like go into it understanding that like this is gonna be that. And then when I got done writing the review, I was like reading the review, and I was like, why am I afraid of being honest about this game being bad?
About me hating
like I
it.
just I don't think I've ever looked back at a review score and been like, that was too low. I think I've only ever looked back at games and been like, that was probably too high.
Yeah.
So Devil in Me, I look at it, I don't think I have no fondness for this game. There's, like I said, that one scene that I thought was well done, but yeah. So there you go. Devil in Me.